My name is Renata Gomes and I am currently a scientist at King's College London. So I decided I wanted to become a doctor, and I was never sure what type of doctor. When I was 3 years old, and I was waking up from anesthesia from major surgery. I had appendicitis removal, and I told everyone in the room that I wanted to become a doctor. And the reason why I wanted to become a doctor was because they took away that terrible tummy ache I had. And I could very clearly remember that tummy ache at the time, and I guess I still remember today, nearly 30 years later. The most exciting thing I ever done is something very simple and very small. Basically, I just recently bought a microscope for my sister because she's so excited about science. And she says, although she doesn't want to be like me, she at least wants to do things like I do, which is the science. The best part about it is that she's only 6 years old. A typical day in my work is not really typical. What I mean is that every day is different. It all starts off with getting to work at a specific time. We always go in at the same time, but we never know when we're going to come out. And it normally starts with meeting students, speaking to supervisors, and we do a lot of lab work, but in between, because we are closely connected with translational science, we go from being working in the lab to running across the road to the hospital to get samples, to even getting involved in surgery. We do a lot of surgeries. So our typical day, the only thing that's typical every day is the fast pace, and is just extremely busy. But every day is a new challenge, and you never know. You know what some of the things you're going to do, but every day something new comes up. For any girl, any young woman, I would advise them to just be persistent and patient. Many years ago, I was asked what I wanted to be, and I said I wanted to become a scientist. And in return, I got told that is such an unfair job for a woman to become a scientist. And I was totally outraged, and I was shocked to hear this. It's like, why is science an unfair job, and why for women? And later on, I started understanding why people say that. And one of the reasons was basically because there is very little stability, and a lot of people don't understand what a scientist is and what it is to be like a scientist. And being a scientist means being an engineer, a mathematician. It is not only being a medical scientist. And later on, I understood what those people said, and my recommendation is really just to be persistent, because with time, you will understand what you're doing, and you will get people to understand what you are doing. And one of the things, and that's where the patience comes in, especially with your parents, because as a scientist, your parents for a very long time will not understand what you are doing. And often if parents don't understand what's going on or what you are doing, they believe that perhaps that's not the right path, and you just need to be patient with them, as they have always been patient with you. It's just the best advice I can give is for both sides, the wannabe scientist and the parents, to be persistent and patient in turn. If I was going to look in time, in 30 years' time, what I think that how the world will be like in 30 years' time very much depends on what I want the world to be like in 30 years' time, because unfortunately, as much as we want, we cannot predict the future. And I honestly hope the world in 30 years' time is technologically more advanced, but the technological advancements will be in a way that they will benefit humankind. And they will not, most of the technology will not be used for bad reasons, not for wars or anything like that. They will be to improve the quality of life for everyone. I also hope that in 30 years' time, one of the focuses for society is all about respect and quality of life, because that's how the scientific development should be made of. Because as you know, science can be used for good things and for bad things. And it all depends on the right values. And if we don't think about respect and care for others, then we will probably start developing science in a way we shouldn't. But my hope that is in 30 years' time, when I will be 59, And I will see a world where people, irrelevant of who they are, where they are, they respect each other and they work for mutual good.